Hello and happy midweek greetings from Radically Rational and radicallyrational.com. We'll begin with a couple of notable quotes. George Iceman Gervin. One thing I could do was finger roll. Spurs fans, one thing we can do is win draft lotteries. Take that, Pistons. Take that, Rockets. Now, let me ask you this question rhetorically. Was there ever a doubt? No, I just assumed that the princes of ping pong balls and placards would prevail. Tried not to pop a lot of peas there. That was a mortal lock. We all knew it. I had already been boning up on Wembanyama's resume and bio. Do you know that he likes pineapple pizza, kittens, and long walks on the beach? I took care of it for you. And how cool is it that the young man's first name is Victor? And one other cool thing here. The Spurs once again make a French connection, something that has worked out pretty well at least once before. Now, this is great, of course, with no asterisk. San Antonio is a much better place when the Spurs are relevant. And that's great. And here's the other good thing. This is going to piss off every other team in the league. It's going to piss off the league itself. It's going to piss off all these fan bases. It's going to piss off every space alien in the Milky Way. And I and other Spurs fans just absolutely love it. This also ensures that Pop will coach until he's at least 90. And that's a good thing. Now, a cautionary note, there is nothing wrong with Spurs fans doing some chest beating this morning. That's okay. But we should also never forget that now the three most important events in Spurs history have all been the result of dumb luck. So maybe a dose of humility is in order. Oh, just hell no. Forget I said that. That was a hell of a fourth quarter last night in Denver. The Nuggets get the home court win, but the Lakers rallied late, and they have absolutely no reason to believe they can't win this series. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Ja Moran says he takes responsibility and accountability for this latest gun-waving incident. No, he doesn't. And that's the whole point. If you take responsibility and accountability, you don't keep doing the same damn stupid thing. That said, I hope he gets some help, but here's the depressing thing. He's already gotten plenty of help, and it has not made any difference whatsoever. All right, if you were wondering who was going to wind up being the fall guy and the scapegoat for the Warriors' disappointing season, wonder no more. That honor goes to Draymond Green. Kerr threw him under the bus pretty bad yesterday. We'll see how that plays out. The more I think about it, the more I really don't like the NFL's decision to put a wild card playoff game exclusively on Peacock. No, look, and you're just fighting over crumbs now. There is one thing about running a business. There is another thing about being insatiably greedy. They should be making it easier for fans to watch playoff games, not more difficult and not more expensive. But I am in on this new annual NFL Black Friday game. I think that's pretty cool, even though it is kind of stepping over into territory that has usually been reserved for college football. That's all right. And apparently a lot of people are excited about this. The Bengals want to host it every year. The Jets want to host it every year. And supposedly and reportedly, some other teams have thrown their hat in the ring as well. I think that's a good idea. All right. Businesses need business plans. This is really interesting. Documents obtained by ESPN indicate that new Washington Commanders principal owner Josh Harris viewed the exit of dastardly Dan Snyder as a potential windfall opportunity. He figured no more Dan means more fans, more ticket sales, more revenues, more sponsorships, and maybe even a new stadium. Smart guy, that Josh. No wonder he was willing to fork over $6.05 billion, and that may prove to be a bargain. It's been a rough year for ESPN. And the four-letter is still not out of rough waters, but this will help. The decision announced Tuesday to bring the Pat McAfee show to a prominent weekday position with ESPN across their range of networks, that was a no-brainer because Pat McAfee is currently solid gold. For now, McAfee says only that he won't swear, quote, nearly as much. Oh, hell, that's the only disappointing thing about this whole deal. I have no idea how good or bad Jordan Love or Trey Lance will prove to be. How could anyone know? But I sure as hell know how good Joe Burrow is, and he's as smart as he is talented. Burrow went out of his way yesterday to say he's looking out for his Bengal teammates as he enters his own contract negotiations. That's the way you do that. Question? Interesting. Was losing Justin Verlander to the Mets proving to be a blessing in disguise for the Astros? Did they get out from under that just in time? Quote, interesting quote. This got my attention this morning at 3:30. It's the stickiest hand I've ever felt. Well, perhaps that quote requires some situational context. That was umpire James Hoy's post-game explanation for why he tossed Yankees pitcher Domingo German Tuesday night in Toronto. And finally, and by the way, did you notice we kept it all sports today for a lot of good reasons? Don't worry if you were. I'll be right back to beating on that orange jackass tomorrow. But it's all sports today. But we close with this question. Does anybody fully understand what this flap involving Becky Hammon is about? I don't fully. And for that reason, I'm going to shut my mouth until and unless I do, because that's what you do when you're radically rational.